just I mentioned in a video about being a born sinner. A lot of people consider themselves as Christians, and to accept that means that you also have to accept that you're a born sinner. So that's a meta state. That's a meta belief, because no matter what you do on your day-to-day basis, in the back of your head, you're already a failure. You've already fucked up. So everything in your life is about playing catch up and trying to earn your way into being valuable. So if that's behind all of your behavior, what's really going on in your life?
Yeah, that's again, like, it's going back to being very externally driven, because the whole being born a sinner, right, that was a metaphor, but people took it literally for, you know, if you're going from the church's perspective, for the state, for the power, for the control. And the people took it because, you know, they needed spirituality. They have the inert desire to know. And this was presented to them as a concept. And everything else was shunned, right? So, again, it's like taking the metaphor and applying a detrimental meaning to it, which is then going to have an effect on you for the rest of your life, when it doesn't even have to mean that. Like, let's face it probably meant, you know, being born a sinner, you know, coming here in the 3D, having all these senses, being weighed down perhaps, and not necessarily being aware of the higher planes of existence and the consciousness there. But people take it literally and personally, and that's a very heavy weight to carry. So of course, obviously, it's going to affect every decision, every move in your life.
Heavy. So what I meant when I...
Like, hell, what's a sin?
Exactly. See, and that's one of the things when I said these words in this language, most people don't unpack the language. There's just a bundle of feelings, right? So when you hear the word sin, no one really sits down to describe that, but we have a feeling that, oh, this is a bad thing. I'm doing bad. So we remember as children, when we did bad, we got punished. So all we can think is, we were born deserving punishment. That's what that translates to.
That's crazy, because as well, like, you know, with religion, most of the time it's just passed down from parent to child, right? You don't really have a choice. If you come back to a Christian family or a Muslim family or whatever, it's there, and because parents, you know, think that this is the way and they know best, and, you know, they don't want their kid to be a sinner and to burn in the fiery depths of hell, they pass on those beliefs to their children, not really unpacking why they believe those things, how those things are even real, right? They just accept it and follow it because authority told them that that's the right thing to do. Like, I see that in my own family, for example, because they're like pretty hardcore Christian, and the things they believe, like, to me now as a more rational thinking, detached person, I'm like absolutely mind blown that you can even have these beliefs, but they do. They're so adamant that these things are real, and that if you disrespect God, or if you do sin, or you do a bad thing, then He will punish you. And it's like, what? Like, where did this come from?
Yes. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. So what kind of picture does that create? So suddenly you've been thrust into this hostile environment where any move you make, you're liable to get struck down by lightning by some invisible God who's watching you and judging your every move. And you don't even understand why. You didn't ask for this. No one really taught you the rules.
Right.
And this is exactly what I mean. Like, this is happening in the back of our minds, especially as Christians or any people who are very religious. So this is the type of thing that's governing the behavior. And to add on top of that, many of these so-called sins, not from the Bible, mind you, but from the people who control the religious systems in your community, a lot of these sins are basic natural impulses of the human. So now you've got this level of confusion because you want to do something, but you've been told that it's bad or wrong or worthy of punishment. So now you're questioning yourself, you know, why am I doing this? I want to be a good person, but I have this natural desire. It's a whole lot of cognitive dissonance going on here. And that sounds like a recipe for mind control, if you ask me.
Right. But it's quite funny as well, because once again you zoom out, you just see the never-ending stream of patterns and how everything mirrors itself. You have, say a concept of religion, and you're told that this is bad and you shouldn't do this, and humans are attaching low-tier human emotional behavior on a perfect being, which is contradictory in itself, right? That's a flawed way of thinking, and I don't quite understand how people can't see that.
And at no point does the average human stop and think about their thinking, because all of our mental and emotional resources are so caught up in trying to be good that we never stop and analyze, is this even something I need to be concerned with? One thing that people don't realize is that there's nothing new under the sun, and all of this religion that we do have pushed upon the masses, it's not a unique thing. The religious state that we have has actually been taken and constructed from the ancient systems. And these ancient systems, even though they didn't have what we call psychology, they had a deep understanding of the human construct, which means that they understood what was going on beyond the physical. They had a very comprehensive map of the subjective territory. And that's really what magic is, the study of the subjective territory. The more that you know about your subjective experience, the more that you control your life.